My name is Jessie Ace. I'm part of a group of enabled warriors that you've probably never heard of. We're fighting back against our invisible illness and taking the dis out of disability. We don't give sympathy to our symptoms. They enable us to be the warrior that we are. If you ask doctors and nurses, they'd say what we're doing is impossible. But pushing the limits of our conditions is something that we have to break through every single day. So we push the limits. We are mentally strong, and we can do anything. The question is, how far can we push those limits? This podcast will give you the answers. I'm Jessie Ace, and this is the Disabled to Enabled podcast. Hey, Enabled Warriors! Another fabulous podcast with you today. We have the amazing Leslie with us. She is 50, she's married, she is a runner, cyclist, lover of the outdoors, and she loves motorcycles. Say hey Leslie.
Hey!
Hey! Leslie is a party rental manager by day, and she also works at the hospital delivering meals to patients, and she also volunteers there as well. She was diagnosed 18 years ago with MS, and I am so pleased to have her on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. It's incredible. So I'm so excited to hear a little bit more about you. So welcome to the show, Leslie.
Thanks.
So can you tell us more about who you are and what you kind of do day to day? What's your day-to-day life like?
I get up with my husband at 5:30. We have coffee and watch the news, go to work at 7. So I work at my daytime job. I've been there for 30 years, and I am there mostly for 7 to 9 hours, and then I go most of the time go right to the hospital and give out dinner, try to make people smile.
Oh.
Well, they like me, because I'm bringing them food. I'm not coming in and throwing
That's true. That's true. You've got the good end of it, really, haven't you?
And then I come home, and these days it's kind of hard. I just started doing that in November, so I'm actually have a harder time training my running and everything, but still squeeze that in and go to the gym.
Oh, that's great. You live such an active lifestyle, and that's amazing. It's amazing to hear someone diagnosed with MS that has such an active lifestyle as well. So I think most people.
I keep doing it because I can. So
yeah. So that's the thing with MS is it's so varied between person to person that it's just so hard to say well, if you have MS you can do this or you can't do this. It's so varied, isn't it? So it's so tricky. So how long have you been diagnosed for, and what's your kind of diagnosis story?
What would we say? 18 years we figured out.
So it was 18 years ago. So you said 2001.
Yeah, well, actually,
it
probably started in 2000 because I developed double vision.
Okay.
And that's why I have glasses. I have a prism. So I had double vision, and I went to a neurologist, and he had me do all kinds of tests for MS, rheumatoid arthritis, Lyme disease, all typical tests. And they just ended up saying, well, you have double vision. We don't know why. So I went
helpful.
So I went for a year, and then I did a 5K. I remember specifically for Chili's, the restaurant, and it was just a little 5K. It wasn't even that hot out, and by the end of it, I started bawling. I don't really know why. And then for the next couple of days, I was dizzy and felt weird. And then the one day I woke up and I could not move without throwing up. I had really terrible vertigo.
Oh no.
So then they took me to the hospital, and then I was diagnosed. So basically it was a year that I definitely must have had it. I mean, I don't know if I had it before that, but symptoms started probably in 2000.
Wow.
But then ever since, I think I was in the hospital once for IV steroids. But for the most part, it's pretty steady.
You're pretty steady. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
considering how much you do as well, that's amazing. So what kind of MS symptoms do you kind of feel every day? Like, what kind of look like for you?
I'm not really sure, because a lot of my issues every day are more, I don't even know if they're MS or just old age or the reason I'm actually probably doing this podcast is because a couple of years ago I started drop foot.
Okay.
But only when I run. And after so many miles, my leg gets heavy, and I trip and fall, and it really bums me out. And I'm actually going to an appointment this afternoon to talk to somebody about an AFO. So I'm very excited.
Okay. That's brilliant. So I was talking to someone not long ago that has an AFO as well, and she says that it really helps her. So hopefully it'll help you too. That'd be amazing.
I know. Well, to answer to one of the questions, I'm like, I met Cheryl, well, not physically, but online from her article in the MS magazine.
Yeah.
And that very much inspired me, because I was feeling really like the end of my running,
Right. Okay. It's really interesting actually, because everybody that I've like interviewed in the last kind of week or so has all kind of mentioned Cheryl, and I can't wait to talk to Cheryl, because everybody's talking about Cheryl. But I think we've got her booked in for like a few weeks time, so I'm gonna have to wait again for that. So I'm like, I just want to talk to Cheryl, because I think it's talking about how cool she is. But yeah.
And hopefully I'll be running the half marathon in November in West.
Yeah. Is it Richmond?
Yep.
You're doing that. So that's if Warriors listening, that's the hashtag run a mile in my shoes.
Yep.
I say it right that time, because I say it wrong every time. I always say mile in, and I'm like, no, mile in. I get so confused. So yeah. Oh my goodness, that's really cool though. I'm actually training for a 5K myself.
Oh, good.
And I'm not a runner. I've never ran before. So a few weeks ago, I thought, right, enough is enough. I need to get fitter. I'm 28 and I need to get fitter. This is ridiculous. So I thought, right, I'm going to take up running, because running's like, it's a kind of a personal sort of journey, isn't it, really, where you kind of push past your own boundaries and things. And I was like, I'm going to go and do running. And I think I'm only just starting to like it now.
It does take a while, yeah.
It does take a while, yeah. And there's a lot of...
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of like things that you have to overcome that you don't really realize were going to come up when you start running. So yeah, so like I go running with my dog, and if she sees another dog, she like pulls me in a direction. So both my knees for a really long time were really hurting, because she kept pulling me as we were running. So I've literally just got over that now, so hopefully it will be fine. But yeah, crazy, isn't it? It is crazy. So what's the one thing that you've really learned since your diagnosis, since having MS, do you think?
Well, I guess that I'm stronger than I ever thought I was, and more optimistic, because right from the get-go I was not swayed, or more determined than ever, I guess. And I got more active, and I started doing the MS City to Shore ride every year, and I got healthier, and I'm probably in the best physical condition of my life, other than having MS. And I also have asthma, but I as far as muscle, and lost weight, so
brilliant. That's good. Were you quite active before you were diagnosed?
Not this active.
No.
In school, I was a band geek, so I didn't do any sports in high school.
So you're quite musical.
Yeah. But
cool.
And then I did run and bike before MS, but not to this extent. And when I got the drop foot, I was training for the New York City Marathon, which I did do and I did complete. And that's probably the highlight of my life, of just being able to do that before it got dark. It was my goal.
Yeah.
Cross the line before dark.
Oh, that's amazing. And you did it.
Yeah. And I fall. I was so afraid I'd fall in front of everyone because there's so many people watching.
Oh gosh, but you were fine. You didn't have severe drop foot that day.
I did, but it was dragging. But I made sure I did not fall.
That's good. That's good. Oh gosh, can you share with us your top tip for really feeling empowered? Like, what's the one thing that makes you go, yeah, I'm going to get into state. I'm going to get into empowered. Do you think?
I think for me, it's always setting a goal, whether it's a 5K or whatever. Right now I'm really trying to strengthen my upper body to do a Spartan this summer, which I'm really nervous about because my legs have always been strong, but my upper body is not. And see how that works out, especially that it's in July and it's going to be hot.
Oh gosh, yeah. Are you quite affected by heat as well?
More, but not that. I haven't experienced anything dramatic with the heat, but I do notice the difference. I really do much prefer cold.
Yeah. I'm hearing that a lot from MSs. It's quite strange. That seems to be the one thing that really unites us all is like temperature. Yeah. And how annoying temperature changes as well. It's crazy. So can you tell me why you really started to get into like running and get into like activity and things? Like what made you kind of go, you know, I'm not having this anymore, I'm gonna go and be active?
Because when I was diagnosed, I dove into looking at everything holistic and all these different doctors and, you know, vitamins, which I still take vitamins and supplements and things, but trying to do things for myself and not rely on too many drugs. And my doctor wanted me to go on high blood pressure medicine and cholesterol medicine, and I was just, no, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to do it myself, which I did. So
good for you. That's awesome.
Other than my Tecfidera and inhaler, so that's what I, you know, right now I'm happy to say I'm 50 and I don't have to take lots of, you know, I meet so many people who are starting to take so many drugs which aren't good for you. And so it's basically to be my own inspiration, do things on my own. It makes me feel more empowered that way, that I'm in control. That's why, you know, when I was facing not being able to run, that I'm losing control. And that's I don't want that to happen.
No. So you said, no, I'm going to do it anyway. I love that. I love it. How have you been finding Tecfidera as well? Because I've been taking that for a few years now.
I think it's 2014 around there. Yeah. And I like it. It's working for me.
Good.
Sometimes I'm getting better. First couple of years, once in a while I'd forget, you know, I wouldn't have it. And
is that the only medication that you've been on, or have you been on any more?
I started with Avonex. I hated that.
Is that an injectable one, or is that?
Yes, the muscular one, the one that you had to go deep.
Ooh, and that sounds pretty.
It didn't get better. It got worse as I had to take it. I didn't want less and less could actually stick it into my leg. It was horrible. And then I did the Copaxone, which I liked. I liked that. I didn't find that at all. And that was the other injection, but it was just the subcutaneous one.
That's better.
Yeah, and that worked for me. But then when the oral came out, I was like, wow, don't have to.
So much easier, isn't it? So much easier. Because when I was first diagnosed, I was put on Rebif, which is like a subcutaneous one, and I absolutely hated it, to be honest, because it was like 3 times a week, and it was the only thing that I could think about. It was horrible. It just took over my life completely.
Wow.
So
how long have you had MS?
6 years now. So I was diagnosed when I was 22. Literally on the last day of university, typically. So I'd studied for like 3 years to get this degree, and to like, because I wanted to be an illustrator, set up a business like separately as well, because I was like, I don't want to leave and then not have a job or anything. So I was like, I'll set up a business while I'm at university. And then on the last day of university, the left side of my body went completely numb, and I couldn't use my hands.
Oh.
So I was like, oh gosh, what do I do now? So yeah, that was a bit of a wake-up call, to be honest. So with your running and your cycling and things, what do you do to like recover, or to stop yourself kind of from doing too much?
I probably don't recover as much as I should.
Fair enough.
I like a massage. I wish I could do that more often. And
yeah.
I like to we watch movies, and so I put my feet up, and I have these awesome ice footbeds that I keep in the freezer, and they strap on your foot, so they help with. So that's always a nice thing.
Oh, that's good. Did you think that helps with drop foot and things? Do you find that helps, or is it just more because it feels nice?
Well, it feels good because it's just, running is tough on the feet.
Yeah, I'm finding that one.
It helps with the drop foot though, because it goes away after, like I'll walk it off after a while, it goes away. And
oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm glad I did get running poles to run and walk with after a long distance, just to keep me from falling.
Yeah. Do you find they helped?
Yeah, I mean, I don't, I just got them, so I used them a few times, and I think it helped.
Good.
If anything, more confidence that, it's not totally consuming me, that please don't fall,
Yeah, you've got that little support around you, haven't you? Yeah,
yeah.
That's good. Have you got like any long distance things coming up, or?
On Sundays, a half marathon in our neighborhood.
Wow. That is awesome. I can't wait to start doing that sort of thing. I'm way off.
Just a little bit at a time. Get a little journal your eyes.
I love journaling. That is like one of my favorite things. And with the running, I'm actually doing it on Facebook Live.
Oh, really?
Which is a little bit crazy, I know, but that way, I thought that way it keeps me more accountable, because then friends and family have seen me do it, and then when they see me, they ask me about it, and then I feel like I have to do it because they know that I'm doing it. So if I wasn't doing that, I would probably have stopped quite a long time ago, to be honest.
Wow. Joined Facebook literally a couple months ago.
Did you really?
Yes, I never wanted to. But because of the whole run mile in my shoe, I did to run mile in my shoe. I wanted to be part of that group, and so I joined.
They are an awesome group, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm so jealous that I'm not in America to go and like run with you, because
you can.
You have to do it virtually. That's not the same. Let's come over.
Go across the pond.
Oh gosh, amazing. Can you tell us about a time when you challenged MS and you won?
I feel, I don't have a really good big story on that, but I just feel every day, as long as I get up and do what I need to do every day, and get out there and get to the gym, I'm winning. Exactly.
Perfect. That's a perfect answer, because it's just like, yes. I totally get that. I'm really not a gym person. I can't do
I love I'm going to the gym today, trainer there, and we're trying to work on my upper body and build my butt. Runners don't have big butts, so.
Okay. I love that. You're gonna go and build your butt. That's awesome. Oh gosh. So is fatigue like a massive kind of impact on your life? Do you feel quite like determined by your energy quite a lot, or is it more other symptoms? Because I thought this was a kind of universal kind of symptom for everybody, but apparently it's not. It's amazing.
Which is the universal symptom?
So fatigue and tiredness.
I don't
really tired.
No, I don't think I do.
Wow. So you're the second person that said that to me. And I'm like, I'm so jealous of you because it ruins my life quite a lot.
Well, mention that a lot, and I do get tired, but I don't think I would be if I wasn't running around. And
Yeah.
one day I might regret it, but I don't regret it now.
Well, being quite active and outdoorsy, I think actually helps with fatigue quite a lot, doesn't it? I know that sounds backwards and completely crazy, but
it does sound. I'll be like, I don't want to go to the gym. I'm tired. I just want to lay down, and I go, and the next morning, I'm just so much more, alive, and yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's such a strange thing how it all works together. Is there anything that you've done since you were diagnosed that you didn't think that you'd ever would do?
Lots of things, but I don't know as far as what, I guess in relation to MS, probably running marathons and doing a Spartan, which I haven't done yet, but I have high hopes. And if I can do that, then that'll be the second biggest thing,
Oh,
Still,
cool.
the New York Marathon is that's an awesome marathon. If anybody is out there listening and want to do a marathon, that's awesome. Do that one.
Have you got any tips for doing a marathon? Any ways to prepare or anything?
Build your miles.
Build your miles and do it.
What I do is I don't go for speed. I just, in my mind, as long as I'm continually running, I don't care how slow, keep my legs moving.
Yeah.
Just keep moving and cross the finish line. I don't try to do any 5Ks are different if I can do that, faster, but long runs, just slow and steady. That's
slow and steady.
Yep.
You got to be a turtle. Slow and steady wins the race.
Turtle than not do it at all.
Exactly. What do you think inspires you to really get out of bed each day and to really live and be amazing?
I like to surprise people.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as in making them jump, or
no, like last night. I told somebody that I was doing this podcast, and that any tips, because these girls are much younger than me and they're always on their phone and doing stuff like this. So, and then they are all excited, wanting to know, can they see me? And I'm like, no, you're probably not gonna. So then I told them I had MS, and they are in disbelief.
Oh.
So I kind of secretly like that people really, you don't have MS. I do.
But it's interesting, isn't it? Because MS is pretty much invisible to everybody else but us, and I think people kind of outside of our circles don't really understand and don't really know much about MS or what it is or anything like that. So it's quite hard for them, I think, to get their head around sometimes. And they're like, oh, so how can you do that if you've got MS? That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
I think my family sometimes forgets.
Yeah, mine do as well.
Yeah.
Totally. And it's the annoying thing, I think, that happens to me a lot, and I love my family dearly, but there's this one thing that they do which drives me insane, and it's when you've got things like if let's say we're having a dinner party and people are coming over, and you've got a family member saying, oh, we need to set the table up, and I'll be like, oh, I'll help, and they'll be like, no, you've got your condition, you kind of stay over there and just stand there or do or whatever. And I'm like, I'm not useless, I can do things, it's fine. And I think they kind of forget that a little bit sometimes as well, it's okay to ask me to do things, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Somewhat. I think I get very angry if someone said that to me. I think
But
there's only
yeah.
one time, and it was just within the year, that good friend just like kind of came out and said, what are you going to do when you can't, you know, I don't know how she put it, but basically, what are your plans when you can't do such and such anymore? And I'm like,
oh, great. Thanks.
what makes you think that will happen?
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't know. I don't look
Yeah.
to the future that way, and I don't,
Yeah, I think that's such an important thing as well, isn't it? It's not fearing the future, because it would be quite easy to live in fear with our condition, because we don't know what's going to happen. It just has
Correct.
a life of its own. It just takes over sometimes. So we can't really think like, oh, what's going to happen if this happens, or what if that happens? You can't. I don't think you can live that way. It's not a good quality of life, I don't think.
Correct. I don't.
So,
I have to say, I do have the what ifs in my head. I'm always like, what if this, and
yeah.
But I don't let that control me, and
no,
I still
don't let
go.
it stop you.
No.
Love that, and that is exactly why you're on this podcast. You're an inspiration. Oh gosh, right? Okay, I've got a question for you now, and it seems to be quite a question that kind of divides people somewhat. So how do you think that invisible disability is viewed by the general public? So like people on the street, for example, when you use like a disabled space or something, and you get out your car and you just kind of walk away from the car, and have you ever experienced that, where people kind of look at you as if to say like, why have you just parked in a disabled space when you can walk, kind of thing? Have you experienced that before, or have you been quite lucky and not had that?
Not towards me, but I've seen it, when you see, and I'll say to them, well, you don't know, they could be, I don't, yes, it's just, people assume just because you don't have a wheelchair or a walker, seeing eye dog, that you don't have things going on. But yeah, I would hear that a lot when you see someone park. It's aggravating.
It is, and it's something that affects people with invisible illness quite a lot, I think. And I know I've especially like had it quite a lot, because obviously people probably assume that it's my grandma's disabled badge or whatever, and I'm just using it without needing to, and it's totally wrong. And I used to get really angry about that, but what I actually realized was that to a normal person, I just look like another normal person, so they don't see what's going on the inside. So how can I be mad at someone that doesn't know? Do you know what I mean? So it's quite a tricky one, really.
And truthfully, when I was younger, I would be one of those people.
Yeah, and do you know what? Before MS, I probably would have been as well. That's the thing.
Yeah, when I was in my 20s, you'd see somebody parked there, and we're like, why are they parking there? They're taking you away from somebody who's handicapped. But we don't know,
Yeah, that's the thing. It's so hard. It's so hard. And I don't really know what we could really do to change that as much,
I know we can get a nice tattoo across the forehead.
I love that. We could. That's a great idea.
Sign on our back,
Oh wow. We could at least get one of those like bumper stickers for the car that just say like, you don't have to be in a wheelchair or whatever. Maybe that would work. I don't know. Oh, okay. Are you ready for some super quick secrets, Leslie?
Sure.
It probably won't be so quick, but let's give it a go anyway. What is the most inspiring book that you've ever read?
That was a hard one, but the Bible, I'd probably have to say. And then secondly, I am inspired by running stories in my running magazines. And of course, I was most inspired by Cheryl's article in the MS magazine that I had to write to the magazine and thank them for printing it.
Wow.
It was at a perfect time. And then I said, if you could just tell Cheryl, send my happiness to her, which they did. And then she emailed like within 2 days. So she
that's nice.
That was a whole, and it spurred all of this. So that was very inspirational.
That's amazing. That's amazing. There's so many people out there that have written books who are like, I can't remember what the title is now. But I read one. There's a guy with MS who, it was on Netflix as well. I don't know if you watch Netflix. But he's written a book, and he has MS, and he's literally done like a series of, Strongman Challenges. Is it Strongman?
Yes. Iron
Man. That's the one. Get it wrong every time. Yeah, so he's literally done Iron Man challenges, and he's just like, wow, like, that's insanely, inspiring.
Oh yeah.
I love stories like that. What is your favorite comfort food?
That's also hard, but I to these pliables. They started in New Jersey, I guess, and there's these bowls with the different bases, and my favorite is a power bowl, which is acai mixed with chocolate protein powder and bananas and peanut butter drizzled on top and granola. It's so good.
That sounds so good.
Especially after work, I feel like I earned this, even though it's fruit and everything, but it's probably 1,000 calories.
Well, it's got protein in it as well, hasn't it? So that will really help you after workout anyways.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Weirdest thing that you've ever done?
I did, and I've done it several times now.
Okay.
But it's called a bouncing buns 7K trail run.
Called what? Sorry, a bouncing
buns.
Bouncing buns. Okay.
It's something optional. So awesome. I did it with just sneakers and a sports bra.
Oh wow. Okay. So you don't actually wear it.
Correct. No clothes.
Oh, okay. That's great. I love that. That must feel so empowering.
It's actually, once you decide you're actually going to do it, and everybody else, Then I have to say I took the rest off after I was done running. So
I suppose it feels a lot more normal when you're all kind of doing it together.
Correct. Actually,
otherwise you might feel a bit weird.
My husband went along, and he was like, "I'm not taking my clothes off." But I was doing the run, and when I was coming towards the finish line, there he was, totally disrobed. He felt more weird because he had clothes on, because everybody else is walking around.
That's it, yeah. It's just so funny. What's the favorite place you've ever visited?
New Orleans is my favorite place.
New Orleans. Oh, yeah. I'd love to go there. What's like your favorite thing about New Orleans?
Oh, food, music, architecture, history, everything.
Oh,
Art's awesome.
Amazing. Are you a dog person or a cat person?
I always been a dog person, but now
Yay!
I have cats.
No, you've gone to the cat side.
So I love both. I also love reptiles. But right now I have Bert and Ernie are my cats, and
that's so cute that you called your cats Bert and Ernie.
Yeah,
I love that. Oh, so cute. Okay, what is the scariest thing that you've ever done?
Jumped out of an airplane.
You've jumped out of an airplane?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you're gonna have to tell me more about that.
That was awesome. Get a videotape. I got it. I was 40 years old. It was for my 40th birthday.
Wow.
And before I lost 50 pounds. And let me tell you, if you have any loose skin whatsoever, it will be flapping on your.
Oh, no.
So my video is kind of funny. It's just everything.
Wow.
Actually, the plane ride up and the anticipation was worse than the little plunge. And no, my parents did not know, and told them afterward when I showed them the video. It was so funny. Just
wow.
What?
That's incredible. Oh my gosh. What is your favorite hobby?
That's hard too. I have so many. Other than just exercising all around, I like motorcycles.
Yeah, okay.
So I ride. I've been riding since the 80s on road, and then probably about almost 10 years ago, I started riding off road. So we do dirt bike riding.
Oh, cool.
So that's fun.
That's amazing. Is there a hobby that you've always wanted to try out, but you've not quite done it yet?
Probably scuba diving.
Oh, nice.
I've never, not snorkeling, the all-out scuba diving. I'd love to see a whale. I'd love to see a whale underwater, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, no, why? Maybe one day.
One day.
Maybe you could do it for your 60th birthday.
Yeah.
Go scuba diving. That's so cool. So where can other warriors find out more about you and what you do? Have you got like are you on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or?
Facebook. Facebook. They can go on Facebook. I don't have anything special.
Okay.
So
That's fine. So how can people find you on Facebook?
I don't know. How do people find my name?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put, if you want to, that is, we'll put a link in your description at the top of the podcast.
That would be great.
And then they can just click it.
Yeah. Email is fine too.
Okay. So if you send me an email with the information on that you want me to put in the description, then we can totally do that. And then warriors can find you, and if they've been inspired, they can message you and be like, I can't believe you jumped out of a plane. Awesome. Okay, so finally, and a slightly odd question, what is the best thing about having an invisible illness?
Shocking people.
Shocking people. I love that.
I don't know. I was always that way with different things, and love the shock and awe, and like if I can do something awesome that quote unquote normal person would never dream of doing, which I hear that a lot. I would never be able to do that. Yeah. You did it, and you have MS, or they can't believe it. I don't know. And I think that inside, like, I fooled you.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you so much for coming on this interview today. It's been such a wonderful thing to talk to you. I've actually got tears in my eyes from laughing. It's it's been a pleasure to have you on as a guest, Leslie. And I wish you all the best with everything that you do in the future, because I think you're amazing.
Thank you. And all the best. Hope everything goes well. Thank you so much. And as a final thing, you can connect with Leslie in the link in the description that I'll put in the link to the description of the podcast. Enabled Warriors, if you're listening. So remember, Enabled Warriors, stay enabled. Thanks, Leslie. Thank you.
If you want to fight back against your invisible illness and help take the dis out of disability, then join the tribe on Facebook, facebook.com/enabled warriors. If you love this podcast, click that subscribe button and never miss another episode. And remember, warriors, stay enabled.